NFL fans around the world, welcome in to the EJC NFL pod. We got us a brand new guest this week. Not brand new to me and Jason, but brand new to the dozens and dozens of fans we have out there. I am, in fact, a moron, and I did not go live a while ago. So this is our second take through there. So Keith, hit them. You can spice it up. You can do the same one you did. What you got, brother?
Um, Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pull the rug back a little bit, like open the veil here. Carl Keith. You guys know me as Keith. All my friends call me Keith. Carl Keith, Martinsville, Virginia. You know, might as well introduce myself to the dozens and dozens.
Dozens. I totally stole that from Mick Foley, by the way. I don't know if
Oh
you
yeah,
remember
of
him doing
course.
that back in the day. Yeah.
I absolutely remember that.
Hell yeah. Jason, what's up, man?
Living strong.
I didn't ask you how you're living. I said, what's up?
No. You didn't ask me last. You didn't ask me last week. And
You didn't show up the week before that.
No, now you'll remember.
We got an awesome show. It's obligatory. We have a freaking fantasy football pod. We have a football podcast. We talk a little fantasy. We got to cover the draft a little bit. We're going to hit you with the generic steals, reaches, losers, winners, but spiced in there, which I'm really excited about. We have some food debates. I know we're going to have some lively discussion on that, but before we get into that, we're going to hit you with you talking good. I don't have Cam here to do it with me this week, but you talking good. So the only thing we have to talk about this week, I'm going to just introduce it, and I'm going to let you two run the show. Aaron Rodgers versus the Green Bay Packers, the showdown of the decade, the very short decade so far. What are your thoughts on that? Keith, we'll go to you first. You're the guest. What do you think, man? Is this not the craziest thing?
You know, my love for Aaron Rodgers throughout the years, well documented. However, the minute as a GM, a player says, I'm not coming back unless I really, you can't let, this is a terrible phrase, but you can't let the inmates run the asylum, right? You're the boss for a reason. And plus he's 37, right? Is there really a worse, I mean, you could do worse than getting out of a guy a year early than a year late. Because what if he turns 38 and he becomes Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah, definitely.
That's a problem.
That's a large problem. What do you think, Jason?
Well, for me, I try to track it because it doesn't always make a lot of sense to me. I mean, I get being pissed off at Jordan Love last year. I get being pissed off at that. But you saw the response. It was an MVP season. The guy went absolutely crazy. So to me, I'm thinking he had to have known their draft strategy before they went in there because, it's kind of strange to get upset, then dominate, and I mean dominate, and then come out on draft day before anything happens and drop that bomb. It's either a blow for a blow, meaning this is for taking Jordan Love last year, assholes, or it's somebody let this man know you're not getting a weapon in the first round. One of the two got it done. I wonder. I wonder, will he play? He has the same agent as Carson Palmer did when he pulled this shit. So that's an interesting little note to write down. But I don't know, man. I feel like the Broncos did a lot. They're the team that's being talked about. They already did a lot at quarterback. They've been trading, they've been moving things around. I don't know, man. I didn't love their first and second round pick. We'll get into that later. I don't like him there. I don't think it's.
Let's say you draw that hard line in the sand. Who trades for Aaron Rodgers? Who's not Super Bowl ready? There's only like the 49ers are really the only team I could think of that would like be a contender today. There'd be teams that would be way better, but I'm not sure that anybody's walking to the Super Bowl.
No, I think so. I mean, and the 49ers just drafted a quarterback at 3.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
They lost all their valuable ammunition to get an Aaron Rodgers in a trade. It's going to take 3 first-round picks to get Aaron Rodgers. I don't care if he is 37. He's the freaking reigning MVP.
Yeah.
Now, whether I would do that or not as a GM is a different story. But yes, please go to Denver. Hashtag selfish. Oh, well, Keith coined this phrase. Hashtag selfish predictions. I just traded for Cortland Sutton in our dynasty league, so I need Aaron Rodgers to go ahead and go ahead and go to Denver. That'd be fine with me.
Well, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers leaves, I've got Jordan Love sitting on the bench, so second tier selfish prediction there.
Jason, this is like 6 degrees of separation here.
He's got Drew Lock.
You do have Drew Lock, and Jason gets screwed.
I got Lock.
Yeah, wah wah.
Yeah, it's and what's crazy to me is you already have these guys in a quarterback controversy. As soon as Teddy got traded, you had a quarterback controversy. So there's already you already got that in the air, and then here comes but we'd rather have Aaron than both of you. Right before the draft starts. And I mean, could you imagine?
Are you even offended by that, though? Like, if you're Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater and they go, well, we might get Aaron Rodgers. It's like, yeah. You got to get that guy, right?
You're like, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I still think they're crazy. Or I guess Carolina was crazy not to take Justin Fields there, but that's a whole thing we'll get into in a minute.
Yeah.
The only other thing I was just going to say about the Aaron Rodgers situation is I just don't know where else he would play. I don't know who has ammo to actually trade for him, right? Especially this is kind of like how Dynasty works. We've talked about it before. Your picks are valuable before the draft. After the draft, your picks ain't worth shit until, next draft season. Mm-hmm. So a young, good player is coming over there. I just can't see anyone trading for him. I can't see Green Bay trading him away because I don't know if they're going to get that appropriate value. So, Jason, that's a good point, man. I didn't know that him and Carson Palmer had the same agent. What do you put the odds at of him actually sitting out this year, Jason? Like at 1 out of 100% or 0 out of 100%. Sorry.
I'm going to say there's 3. I'm going to say there's 3 realities. So I'm going to say there's 33%.
Okay. What about you, Keith? What do you think?
I don't know how willing Aaron Rodgers is to sit out, but the odds of him being traded are pretty slim. So, between 33 and 50%, it's definitely on the lower half of the spectrum.
Yeah, I'm with you, Keith. He's too damn competitive. Like, he's so competitive. And this is, he's shown he's still in his prime at this point. And then poor Gladys said, leave the Steelers out of this. Sorry, Gladys. I will never leave the Steelers out. They will get their appropriate drubbing later in the show. Sorry, Keith, as a Steelers fan, you're going to get that too.
It might come from me. Who knows?
Hey, so that's all we – did y'all have anything else on the Aaron Rodgers situation? Jason's OnlyFans account just got another money in there.
I'm going worldwide, baby.
Hey, make your money, man. Make your money. I don't care how it happens. All right, so – before we move on into the meat, right, we're going to talk about winners, losers, yada, yada. Hold on. Freaking Cam keeps sending stuff. He can't – he's not here.
Where's he been? Is what I want to know. Where's he been?
I don't know.
It's not happening, Cam.
No. Not after they just traded up for Justin Fields. Anywhere but Denver, Cam says. That would be because Cam was the one that traded me Cortland Sutton. Preferably stay in Green Bay. Yeah. Honestly, for fantasy purposes, I think Aaron Rodgers – actually, I think he could do a lot better in Denver. Their weapons are better there. Do y'all think the same? Or I know he has a familiarity with Green Bay's system. No, I love Devontae. But bro, they got Cortland Sutton. They got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant, Melvin Gordon, Javante Williams, and they got the anyways. Cam is very he's having a Cam is having a Cam style rant and he's not even on the show.
See, that's what I was hoping for. I wanted to feel it like one-on-one.
Yeah. He told us he was intimidated that you were coming on, so he didn't
Yeah.
All right. Before
he
was scared.
I was excited. I was wearing cologne and everything. He's not even close enough to smell me, but I put it on.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes, which is appropriate because we're going to have a quick food debate. All right. Number one, chicken wings are my favorite food in the world. If they're not your favorite food in the world, you should probably get out of my life. I don't need to be associated with you. But the age-old question is, drumsticks or flats?
That depends on the sauce, baby. It's all about the sauce.
Educate us.
All right, so like this last weekend, went to a Korean restaurant. I noticed, you can Google this, you can see this. I noticed if you Google Korean restaurant, every Korean restaurant has a plate of wings being like highlighted in the menu. I'm like, that's weird. That's a strange thing. Best wing I've ever had in my life.
What was on them?
It was the most perfect sticky sauce on the crispiest wing. Just amazing. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's gotta be crispy. Like that. That's don't sauce me a mushy wing. I can't go down with that.
Yeah,
I mean,
do that.
I'm not into it.
So let's say this then. Your ideal crispiness level, your ideal sauce. Do you want to eat that off of a drumstick or a flat?
Drumstick.
I would say drumstick. If for no other reason, like chicken wings out are almost to me like ribs, right? I don't want to eat them out in front of people because God knows where the sauce is going to end up. But if I've got to, drumsticks are easier to handle, and you can go one hand, so this hand's free to wipe it off your face.
I thought you were about to say you could have one drumstick in each hand.
Well, I mean, you can double fist it if you want. Yeah,
that's your. So I'm actually opposite of y'all. I love flats. Reason being, the main reason is, don't hear what I'm not saying. I love chicken wings, and I'll eat them no matter what shape they are in, as evidenced by sometimes the Korean chicken, or like not Korean, but like some chicken wings you get in restaurants are not shaped how they're supposed to be. That is not a natural shape. I'll eat them anyways. Doesn't matter. It's the dipping. I'm a ranch guy. Everything goes in ranch. The flats dip so well that you get a nice clean bite, flip it over, get another nice clean bite, and you push the meat through the little, the gap there. It's not much better. And a lot of times you get sharp, cartilage parts on drumsticks that I'm not a huge fan of.
You don't do like the twist the bone and pull it out and then take all the meat off like some of these savages. I can't do it. I just break the bone and stab myself with it.
That's what I don't want to go to the ER with a bone lodged in my throat.
Yeah.
I get paid way too much as the host of this podcast to worry about my my vocal cords. Jordan, just please turn the podcast off right now. Turn it off. We don't want you here.
Did he say boneless?
Wait.
No.
Jordan?
That's Jordan. So Jordan Hatchett says, ranch is black here.
He's going to talk about more food. Stay on.
Blue cheese equals the bee's knees. No, but eating blue cheese is eating blue cheese is like getting stung by 100 bees at once. That's how terrible it is. You can crumble blue cheese on a little bit of a salad. You can crumble blue cheese on a little bit of a steak. Never mind. I'm getting too heated about it. But you like blue cheese, Keith?
I mean, I would rather have ranch, but I have no issue with blue cheese. I'm okay with it. But I mean, you guys are like flats and drumsticks. I'm aware they taste better, but if I've already made it clear I'm not getting dirty. I'm getting boneless wings if I'm ordering in a restaurant. I know it's sad.
You want chicken nuggets then? Off the kids menu?
Yeah, just give me McDonald's chicken nuggets and any horrible sauce they have. I'll just eat that. You guys eat real food.
I like McNuggets too, Keith.
Honestly, I got to be honest with you. If I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, I'm getting boneless wings.
Right?
Because, Keith, it's like you said, man. You're in public, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, you will get home after. I've had nights where there's been beverages involved and bone-in wings, and I get home and I'm like, barbecue.
Yeah.
Fucking buffalo. It's all over me. I don't know how.
And Jordan followed up with adult chicken nuggets for the win.
It's true,
It's
though.
fair.
It's true, though. You're going to only get the wings. When you get bone-in wings, it's because you came for them. You had a mission. Yeah. The boneless always happens,
They do taste better. Bone-in wings do. I think you said that earlier, Keith.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the proximity to the bone or whatever. Cam says flats. Jordan, what's your preference? Do you like drums or flats better? We obviously know you like disgusting blue cheese. I'm really upset. I didn't know that about you, Jordan. We've been friends for a long time, and we would not have been friends at all if I'd have known that.
You have to understand, Jordan eats the most intense of anything. Like, if he's going to eat something hot, it's, oh my God, call an ambulance.
Drummies.
Exactly.
Let me ask you a question, because I'm really surprised. Cam responded with flats, by the way. Cam turns anything into drumsticks. These are literally called drumsticks. Like, Cam is annoying. He drums on everything. I'm really surprised that the drumsticks were not his forte there. Do y'all want to move on, or do you? I kind of want another food question, just to be honest. Do y'all want to move?
Lay it on me, man. You're the captain.
Let's get one more. Let's get one more. I want to see how. So, Keith, we know you're the elder statesman in our dynasty league. I want to see how elder you are with this question.
The eldest.
The eldest. Do you put ketchup? If you're eating fries, do you squirt ketchup on top, or do you save the ketchup to the side for dipping? I'll tell you mine first. I dip.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I dip. I saw kids back in the day in elementary school, in middle school, making my best friend back in the day. That's what he did. He would freaking squirt a bunch of ketchup all over the daggum fries. And to me, it's a cleanliness factor. I don't want to freaking lick ketchup off my fingers in the middle of lunch.
Yeah, I'm myself a dipper, but I think it plays into the psyche of the age of the person, right? Young kids are gonna dip because they don't know how to commit. Once you're an old man, you can commit and just go ham. Because if I'm covering my fries, I'm eating them with a fork anyway.
Okay. That's got to mean something, because that's weird. I want to dive into this because I will cover my fries in ranch, but I have to dip them in ketchup. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe I'm messed up. Jason, what about you?
Ranch is now the condiment of choice for America anyway.
Yeah, as it should be. As it should be.
I drench because my plate runneth over, dog. I don't have room on my plate to put a little puddle of some shit somewhere.
It kind of depends. To me, it depends on your fries too. Like, some fries stand on their own, like Chick-fil-A waffle fries.
Yeah. I
don't need anything with them. Wendy's fries are kind of sad, and they're more just a vessel for what I can dip them in.
With Frosty, chocolate Frosty being the best, or?
I've been on this getting healthier, working out kind of thing, so I'm not dipping in the Frosty as much. But yeah, those are
yeah, it's
good
not
time.
Dude, salty and sweet. Yeah, what you got?
Here. Sweet and sour sauce is the ultimate fried dipping sauce. I don't care where you go, McDonald's, Wendy's, you go to Chick-fil-A, it's Polynesian. It is the ultimate fried dipping sauce.
Dude, you're probably right, but if I'm at Chick-fil-A, that avocado ranch, I think I could dip a boot in that stuff and take a bite right off the heel. Like, I'd work for it.
Yeah. I'm a little upset. Jordan said I'm a child with a palate of a child. I am pretty sure that I am less picky than you are, Jordan. So we'll have to have you come on here. We're going to do it.
Jordan will eat a dumpster. Don't challenge him.
I'm like a junkyard dog. I'll eat anything. I don't care.
I really don't.
I don't care.
I don't think you want to go toe to toe with that man. I don't think.
I'm not eating the spicy, crazy stuff that he eats, but no, I've eaten I've eaten snails. I've eaten all sorts of stuff, man. Escargot is delicious.
Okay, see, I've had it and didn't like it, but I'm willing. I'll eat a bald eagle if somebody will cook it. I'll try it once.
Hell, dude, that's illegal, sir.
Well, I got to go.
Only if you get caught.
A haired eagle.
Yeah.
So Keith's like, no, I said a balding eagle, not a bald eagle. He still has a little bit left. Oh, that's awesome. All right, let's move on. I actually have a couple more food questions, but let's get into the draft a little bit at least. All right, so number one here, steal of the draft. Who did I have on the dock first? Go ahead, Jason. Who is your steal of the draft?
So hard to not. Yeah, I got two, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be real about this one. Dare I say, Darashaw?
Oh,
Minnesota gets him. Let's see here. He gets him at 23. He was a top 15 overall, meaning all positions. Top 15 PFF ranking. He literally had the second highest single season grade ever at the position. So they got him at 23, and we know a certain tackle I'll speak to later went ahead of him to a certain black and silver organization.
You think he's on everybody's reach list?
Probably.
I didn't put him on there because I was like, I know one of y'all's gonna have him. So
I put him on there and was fully prepared not to use him because he's chalk.
yeah, it's chalk. It's for sure chalk. But Jason, I love that. By the way, I was right there with you. And he's a Virginia Tech boy, and it's a huge position of need for the Minnesota Vikings. Loved it. Keith, who you got, man? Who's your steal of the draft?
I went back and forth between two. One just more that I'm jealous he went past us, but I realized they gave up the house to move up to get him, but I got Justin Fields. He should have never dropped past 3, right? He should. I mean, even if you're going to take a Trey Lance or Justin Fields, I mean, Justin Fields is ready to go if you need him faster. I mean, I'm aware that Lance has this otherworldly aura and potential, and he can sit behind Garoppolo and whatever. Justin Fields, man, that's a team that, whether it's warranted or not, they've been QB hungry for 3 or 4 years. I don't trust them trading up to get one, obviously, because of the Trubisky mess. But yeah, he's a guy that can probably start day one, but won't have to, and that's to his advantage. But yeah, I had Fields, man. Even though they gave up a first to get him, if he works out, it's totally fine with me.
Absolutely. I think he's a fresh out of the box guy, man. If he needs to be, right? He can start. What do you think about Allen Robinson's fantasy potential? Let's just say Justin Fields beats out. Is it Nick Foles still there? Is that who he's competing with?
It's Andy Dalton.
I think
that's right. Duh. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. I do host this. It's fine. It's Andy Dalton. Let's say he beats out Andy Dalton from day one. Are you as high on Allen Robinson as you would be with Andy Dalton?
I think for the full season, and especially the last half, yes. I think with any quarterback who's got escapability like Fields, it's going to be one read and run, most likely. I think David Montgomery and Cole Kmet are probably going to be beneficiaries early. But around week 6, 7, if he plays from day one, I think Robinson will be right back to the target monster he always is.
That's kind of that's exactly my thoughts on it as well. I figured he was going to suffer a little bit in the beginning, and then as Fields, quote unquote, gets his, I guess not his legs out from, his legs under him, because we wanted him to throw a little bit more. But yeah, Jason, you look like you had something to say there. I know you love Allen Robinson.
It undoes everything we've talked about with Allen Robinson year to date. We've gone over it. I told you how much I hated Andy Dalton. I couldn't applaud them more for the move. I really believed, scarily believed, that Andy Dalton was going to go out there and have a Josh Freeman style season. It just because he looked terrible. I just didn't understand how he couldn't win any games with Dallas. That offense is so great, but I see Fields doing a lot.
That's awesome. And then, sorry, go ahead, Keith.
Oh, no, I was just going to say I'm one of these guys who, you guys know how I felt about building around Darnold and building around Trubisky. Trubisky's name, unfortunately, has just hot brown trash water stink on it now, and he's never gonna outrun that. His career is done unless Josh Allen gets hit by a train and they they don't miss a beat with him. Then he gets another shot. But I mean, he's a career backup now, and I don't think that's fair. I don't think the Bears used him right. I think in his Pro Bowl year, when he had 400 and some rushing yards and 3 or 4 touchdowns on the ground, that's how you use a guy like Mitch Trubisky. Let him escape. But they're like, no, Mitch, stay in the pocket where, you're not the best, but part of his appeal to me was he can make all the throws from different places. He was good out of the pocket. And I'm not sitting here acting like Mitch Trubisky's a top 5 guy, but for them to put all the blame of the last few years on him is kind of stupid.
No, I'm with you. You can't. I don't think there's ever. We all know quarterback is the most position, but even with that being said, you can't put all the blame on one player. It's a 53. It's 11 players start on each side of the ball. You just can't do it. This is not basketball where LeBron James or Michael Jordan or whoever could just carry the whole team for the most part. Before LeBron started making super teams and stuff like that, but whatever. I'm not going to get into that. Go ahead,
One
Jason.
guy does it.
What do you have to say?
One guy does it.
Who?
Lamar Jackson. Absolutely plays hero ball. Absolutely
But
plays
how
hero
many touchdowns did Mark Ingram have in Lamar Jackson's MVP season? He had like freaking 15, man.
Yeah, you're right. It was like 15.
I'm saying I might be talking about Lamar Jackson a little bit later. So I'll hit y'all with my steal of the draft real quick. I don't know why I had to choose this guy. His name is incredibly hard to pronounce. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He's a linebacker safety hybrid. He went 52nd overall to Cleveland. He was ranked 16th by the Pro Football Network, who I really love. If y'all don't mess with them in draft stuff, they're amazing. And then he was ranked 19th by PFF. He immediately and Jason, I forget who was on with us, but we talked about Cleveland and how thin that linebacking core was there. They had all their guys. I think they signed a couple other folks, but immediately impacts a thin linebacking core, and he adds versatility for days. He is Jabril Peppers now that we know how to use a Jabril Peppers.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. He was on my list too. It's really bothering me how Cleveland suddenly is doing everything right. Like I need like
They're
5 year ago and back Cleveland that's just fumbling all the time.
Dude, their draft was incredible. I feel we'll probably talk about it a little bit
It was
later.
great.
That was the last thing I had about JOK, is what I'm gonna call him from now on. I love him in IDP leagues. He might legit be my linebacker one. He might be I'll have to dive into it a lot more, but he might be my linebacker one. I love the fact that because he's not going to be a free safety, right? He's not playing freaking slot corner. He's going to be around the line of scrimmage. He's going to be racking up tackles, in my opinion. He's a freaking freak athlete, man.
Well, that's actually a division where a linebacker who is kind of, I'm not really as worried about coverage, right? You got Lamar running, you've got tons of rushes coming from the Ravens. Pittsburgh wants to run the ball more. Cleveland's got 2 running backs who are going to get tons of carries. I mean, this guy's going to rack up tackles, just kind of letting people come to him. I mean, beyond what he can do with his range, they're going to fall into his lap.
Especially with such a good defensive line they already have. Yeah. I mean, let's go, man. I love that kid in IDP leagues. Reach of the draft. I believe, Keith, we're going to let you go ahead and go first on this one because Jason went first last time.
And we have all decided I'm not going to mess with Leatherwood. This guy's a great player, and I would love to have him on just about any team. I thought Travis Etienne was a bit of a – I think they have way too many holes to be taking luxury picks. You're not drafting first for no reason. You have James Robinson, who, if I'm not mistaken, was a 1,400-yard Pro Bowl back. Nah, let's get another guy. I mean, now. Granted, what's Etienne's upside? Kamara?
Maybe. I don't think he has the lateral. He doesn't have the movement skills that Kamara does. But
I don't think so either. Oof. Now, if you really want to pair them together and have a true change of pace and a 1-2 punch, okay. But is that something you needed as a team who's drafting top 5 year after year? I don't know. Especially when they could have maybe gotten Michael Carter in the 3rd or 4th and taken any number of other helpful positions with that 25th pick. I thought it was a bit too much. But I know Urban Meyer. I heard. I think it was the PFF guys talking about how Urban Meyer came in wanting name brand guys, and I get it. I totally get it. You got an undrafted running back. Yeah, let's bring this guy in. He's Trevor Lawrence's teammate, but I thought it was unnecessary.
I agree, but this is why I've been saying the whole offseason to everybody that would listen to me, sell James Robinson before the freaking draft because the Jags are getting somebody in the first 2 days. And lo and behold, they got a round one running back who, if I'm not mistaken, saw 60 targets from, who is it? Trevor Lawrence in 2020. So I agree, Keith. I've got it. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Jason, who do you got?
It was literally the same person. I had
Sorry.
Leatherwood and ETN. But no, it just goes to show, I think, how unified we are on this subject. I mean, did they really get a first-round impact drafting Travis Etienne?
No way. I mean, definitely not this year.
Not this year.
I mean, if a running back goes down and then suddenly Robinson is tradable, sure. But if you got to be using both of them, I don't see what you're gonna do.
What you gonna do, brother? No, excuse me. And
that's definitely what they need to ask.
Well, and they brought in Carlos Hyde during the offseason as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why bring him in and then? And I just looked it up, Keith. 1,414 yards in combined yards and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, let's get rid of that guy.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Especially, I mean, you're not paying him anything. Like you're not paying him anything, and yeah, it's just crazy to me. So for my guy, I'm just trying to pull up some stats real quick. I had a little bit of stuff. Anyways, let's just get to it. My guy is also a running back. It's Najee Harris. It's Najee Harris. The reason being, and Keith, I would have to say that your logic is, I think, better in this situation where Pittsburgh might only be like a piece away from being – it's a quarterback, but the piece away from –
it's the most piece.
It's the most piece. But so my thing is, I've said it on this pod. I'll keep saying it. Your running game is a product of your passing game and a product of how efficient your offensive line is. This was I want to say the 31st ranked or maybe the 32nd ranked rush offense last season. Pittsburgh just stopped throwing the ball. Straight up just stopped throwing the ball. They're like, you know what? James Conner isn't getting it done. Any of the other 4 running backs in our running back room are not getting it done. This is the only thing I had to say was they had a ton more problems. We talked about that. The main one being offensive line. Keith, as the resident Steelers fan, I think you can agree with me there.
Yeah. I would have taken Tevin Jenkins, I think, and I would have taken Tevin Jenkins, and then maybe, oh god, the tackle from Stanford, maybe in the second if you fell to it. Yeah, Little, and then maybe Michael Carter in the third if you're dying for a running back.
So I have all the offensive linemen they passed on, and one defensive lineman because I think they're pretty old in that defensive interior.
Yeah,
they're paying a lot of money to 2 players, but they passed on Tevin Jenkins, Landon Dickerson, Christian Barmore, who was the consensus number 1 defensive tackle, Walker Little, Jackson Carman, Samuel Cosme, and Dylan Radins. Bruh.
Yeah, it was a sad couple days there. And nothing against those players. Najee Harris, I know what they saw. They saw Le'Veon Bell. Because he's a Le'Veon Bell clone. Yep. He's not going to run away from you. He's probably got more power than Le'Veon. I think I'm trying to look at this draft and like make myself be relatively okay with it because they got good players. They just got them in bad spots.
Got you. It's all about it's like in fantasy. You try and maximize your value. You don't want to pick somebody way above their ADP. But I don't think they would have got the chance to grab a Najee Harris in the second because I know what I'd heard was Miami was like, oh, we need him.
So did I hear you say Dylan Radins just now?
Yeah.
You like him?
I do.
Like him a lot?
It was a good pick for the Titans in the second round for sure. You like trying to catch me in something? What are you doing? All right. It's time. Once again. So that's all of our steals and reaches. We got 1 quick food debate. I'm going to try and make it a good one. the age-old classic. Actually, it's not a classic. It's pretty brand new. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Keith looks like you look like you puked in your mouth just a little bit just now.
No, I mean, because I'm never gonna order it, but the times I've had it, it's fine. It's especially like you get a little char on it. It's a little better, but don't do it at home because you're gonna fuck it up. Like let somebody who knows what they're doing with it. But yeah, I'm never gonna order it.
What about you, Jason? You like pineapple on pizza or no?
Same. Like okay. Like the only time I'm ever gonna encounter that shit is if I go to a CC's, right? Like I'm never gonna see
Right.
that pizza. So you know what? No, I say it doesn't because why?
I think it's good. My problem with it is I can't dip it in ranch. Ranch with pineapple is not good. And everything to me comes back to, can I dip it in ranch?
Oh God, that does sound gross.
It's not good. I've tried it.
Fuck life, man.
And honest to God, I actually really, really enjoy like a Hawaiian pizza, freaking ham and pineapple. Oh God, it's great. And Keith, you're right. A little bit of char, just some. And you don't want to go heavy on the toppings with the pineapple laden pizza. There's one they do at Papa John's. It's weird. It's like chicken barbecue, but it has pineapple on it. I'm like, that's too much. I can't deal.
Oh yeah, that's real busy. I don't know if I can handle that.
I actually got really upset with them because I thought they screwed my pizza up. I was like, these motherfuckers, I just wanted chicken, onions, and barbecue sauce and like bacon or whatever it was. And then I looked on the website and they're like, oh yeah, it comes with that. I was like, why the fuck is it coming with pineapple on there with all this other stuff?
That makes zero sense. It's like, would you like a pepperoni sausage and peppermint pizza? Like,
yeah.
What the fuck? Why are you just throwing a random last ingredient on?
Yeah, it's like they just had leftover pineapple because nobody's buying Hawaiian pizzas. And they're like, fuck it, throw it on this one.
Yeah, let's see if we can work it into something else.
Yeah. Whoever was the taste tester should be fired immediately.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we're pretty much in agreement on that because I'm the same way, man. I'm not going to buy it, but I do enjoy it. If it's there, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our losers. Let's get to our losers of the draft. I wanted to do this one first so we can end on a high note with our winners. If y'all don't mind, I'll take one first. It's super quick. I think we can all agree on it. It's the Green Bay Packers. They did not have a good draft, just in general, and they may or may not be losing their, the best player that their franchise has ever seen. Sorry, Brett Favre, but it's true. So and they actually had like freaking 8 or 9 picks too. They had a bunch of picks, and I really wasn't I didn't love any of them. Every team I looked at, I at least could find one pick. I'm like, oh hell yeah, that's a really good pick. I like that. So yeah, Green Bay for me.
I agree. Everything they did was average at best, and they're just never. They're making a concerted effort to do nothing for Aaron Rodgers, which I get at this point, especially when you're popping off at the mouth right before the draft. If I were going to draft you a receiver, now I'm not going to, just to be a dick.
You will get nothing and like it.
Yeah. Go win another MVP. We'll just piss you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool now, right?
Yeah, that's like the longest con game ever. They're just like, we're just going to keep making you mad. I saw a report today where somebody was speculating that he would rather host Jeopardy than play for the Green Bay Packers. I was like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
There's no way he'd rather do that, but it doesn't hurt that he has options.
Yeah.
But the dude, he wants to win. He is an assassin. He is going to play if he's able to play.
Yeah, exactly. All right, who you got, Jason?
Zach Wilson. First of all, you're being all right. Let's just say what everybody's thinking. Okay, let's just ease it out and say what everybody's thinking. Zach Wilson's he's a nice young man. All right, and he's going to the New York media, and his first statement was, "We're going to the Super Bowl," and he plays against a Bill Belichick coach team, the absolute just juggernaut that the Bills are now, and one of the most fiery young coaches in the NFL. over in Miami. And he gets to play those guys 6 times. He plays in a bad O-line. They didn't fix it. Maybe they tweaked it. I'll give them the guard. Maybe they tweaked it. But I feel like this kid is so over his head and just doesn't know it yet. I hate it. I don't like him at all. It's not even him. It's the placement. I don't like him in New York.
It's not his punchable face.
No,
he's unpunchable face. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. The media is going to wear this kid out.
Did you see when the dude behind him was just throwing like a peace sign up? And did you see that picture? He was like,
he was like, horrified.
Mom, I need help. Like, he's like, sir, it's like he wanted to call the authorities. Like immediately. It was the funniest thing I saw all draft. I was like, this dude is about to get ate up.
He's like Mickey Mouse going to play for the New York Jets, and I hate it. I don't like the fit at all. He lost.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a guy who's coming from, like, didn't he grew up in Utah, right?
I think so.
Went to BYU. Your first real experience away from home is New York. Like,
Ooh,
day one in the city, man. There's even money on him being knifed to death or strung out on meth.
Yeah.
First day off the plane.
He's rickety cricket, man.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh no.
Don't leave me in the sun, I'll burn. Oh, he is rickety cricket.
Oh my God. I hate it. That's my biggest loser.
I love it.
Write that down, Eric.
Wrote it down. Keith, who you got, man? You can throw more than one person out there too, or you can throw more than one team, one person, one player, whatever you got.
Yeah, Jason, you got a team you want? Because I got a team and a player.
Ooh, I got a team. Yeah, I got the Dallas Cowboys.
Huh?
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Okay.
So
explain
we traded
yourself.
back, and we were being what's the word I want to use for this? Because Jerry Jones doesn't do very many things different one year to the next. Being super progressive for Jerry Jones. Okay? So we're all hopeful. And then you take the guy with the character issues. And we go, oh, that's a Cowboy thing. And then we think about it and we say, well, they just lost a linebacker. Pretty good one. So they didn't really improve anything. They just kind of got back to where they were. Okay. Next draft, next pick comes around. You get the corner. It's not a great corner. It's not a consistent corner. I don't feel like when I look at the Dallas Cowboys draft that they fixed that defense and they have the best offense in the NFL, so they had one job, fix the defense. And I don't see that. I don't see that when I look at that draft.
I do think we had a few reaches. The corner, I forget his name, but he was basically like Hard Knocks. He was like famous for like Hard Knock stuff or whatever. Excuse me.
Are we talking about the guy who's like 6'5" and 180 pounds?
Yeah, he's like
Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, he's very tall for a corner. But the character issues thing, I don't want to hear that anymore about Micah Parsons. It was a hazing thing when he was 17 years old.
Okay.
I don't know what y'all remember doing when you were 17. I was doing some stupid shit. He's become a father recently. As a father, Jason had.
I haven't heard it.
It was a hazing thing in the locker room. Apparently, I don't know. I didn't see the full details. He had a guy accuse him of hazing him. Potentially, some really kind of nasty stuff happened. Stuff that shouldn't be happening by any means. And I'm not trying to excuse that behavior by any means. But he was also 17 or 18 years old. He's now 21 or 22, whatever. He just became a father. Jason, did you change your mentality when you became a dad?
Sure.
Okay, so same. Me too. I just don't want to hear the Micah Parsons character issues anymore. And it's fine if you want to say that, but this dude can rush. He can rush the passer. In coverage, he leaves a little bit to be desired, but we also have Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. But I think it was fine, especially getting Jabril Cox in the 4th round, who was on pretty much everyone's board a 2nd-round player.
I did like that a lot.
Yeah, he just kept falling, man. I was like, I didn't want to get 2 linebackers by any means, but shit, if they're gonna keep falling, let's go.
I don't know. It's going to take a whole lot of proving to me, man.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm not a big fan of any of the corners that we took.
I mean, I would argue because you got Jabril Cox in the 4th round that maybe one of those pass rushers there, because I think you had every option on the board. I think you had Rousseau. I think you had everybody.
Russo went in the first round. Russo went in the first round. You're saying Michael Parsons?
Jump on him.
Got you. I mean, I'm not taking Gregory Rousseau at 12. I would have been fine. I would have been fine trading back again if one of our top guys wasn't there. But Jerry said Michael Parsons is the top, whatever on the board. So I don't know if I believe that or not.
Yeah, but, I mean, hindsight too. You don't know that Cox is going to be there, and it turns out that maybe we could have gotten away from Parsons and did anything else, traded back or whatever if we knew he was going to be there. But you just never know how the draft's going to shake out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always better to have two of something, the way the injuries work, especially with an extra game, unless they're going to expand the rosters, which I hope they do.
That would be phenomenal. But, yeah, I mean, and you think about Sean Lee just retired, like you said, Jason, but also Leighton Vander Esch has not been a picture of health by any means for us. So a little insurance for him if he something happens to his neck again and he never gets to play, that's a first-round linebacker gone. So
they didn't pick up his option either, right?
They did. No, we did not. We did not pick up his option. So, all right. You had a team and a player? You said Keith, you still have
yeah, my team, I mean, I'm Steelers. Hated it. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to make it, trying to convince myself it wasn't the worst thing because it wasn't, but I just hated it because it wasn't what we needed. Unless they're low key trying to tank, which I'm on board with. I don't know that our quarterback of the future is on the roster. I don't know that we'll see Haskins or Rudolph this year. I'm kind of hoping we do because it means Ben is not playing, and he's a Hall of Famer and I love him, but he's not he's a husk of a man at this point. Like he's not anything close to what he was. I just thought O-line got addressed too late. I mean, I especially like Kendall Green. He's probably going to start at center. Or if something happens, he can play guard or center, but he can start at either one. I'm fine with that. But like I said, if you're dying to have that running back, because you just picked up Ballage, I'm not acting like that's a superstar, but Ballage and Michael Carter in the 3rd makes more sense to me than no O-line and Najee Harris in the 1st. The Pat Freiermuth, am I saying that right?
Freiermuth, something like that.
He is the 2nd best tight end in the draft. I am all for having that guy on my team if we already had an O-line in place. Like these are luxuries, especially when you got Ebron. I know he's not going to be there forever, but you're not dying to have this guy. To me, it should have been O-line, running back, best player, whatever.
Yeah.
But I was pretty salty about it. I think for player, my loser as a player, I mean, everybody knows James Robinson. I'm not even going to mention that, but the one I'm really feeling bad for is Melvin Gordon because he is highly paid.
Yeah.
They brought him in. They're like, we'll pair you with Philip Lindsay. It's going to be good. And it was fine. They got rid of Lindsay. I know Melvin Gordon is like, okay, finally, I'm going to get the work. Hey, we're going to trade up and get a guy who's going to replace you next year because you make $10 million a year. So Melvin Gordon, what's his impetus to even play well this year? It's not like he's not one of these guys who's going to produce because he's on a contract year. He's like, they're going to cut me in the offseason, guaranteed, if this guy shows anything. Like, he's looking out. He's probably looking down at the Texans. It's like, yeah, Mark Ingram, he's done. David Johnson, he's got brittle bones. Like
he's got osteoporosis.
Yeah, we're heading to Texas next year, so I'm not too concerned about Denver this year.
Yeah. I think you play hard just to see if you could get another contract or something like that.
Yeah, and he's a competitor. I'm sure he will, but he knows he's done.
Yeah. It's funny that you said James Robinson and Melvin Gordon because those were 2 of my 3 on my biggest player losers.
Yeah.
Derek Carr is actually my other player loser. They did nothing to help him out with that receiving core. Um, there's John Brown and there's Henry Ruggs and Darren Waller, of course. We all love
The
Darren Waller.
Walrus. Yeah.
The Walrus, yeah, that's fine. But I thought that if you, I guess maybe this might be a move to be like, well, Derek Carr, you didn't play very well, so. But to me, I think he's just good enough to keep them in kind of like that. Where did they pick this year? 15,
17.
17, something like that. You're going
Yeah.
to stay in that area with Derek Carr as your quarterback. So I think that roster's not terrible. I liked what they did on defense kind of for the most part.
I like
They
the
did,
pick. I like the safety in the second round.
yeah. I mean, they did. I think who did they pick in the first round? It was like a real big reach. I think it was a tackle, maybe,
That was
or
Leatherwood.
That was
that's right. That's right. We
Yeah.
had talked about that earlier. So
Yeah.
they did their typical Las Vegas Raiders thing and went ahead and overreached on someone with high character. So
He was the
I don't
number one tackle on their board. I just find that hard to believe.
yeah. So Cleveland Farrell was their number one defensive end on their board, apparently, in the year when Josh Allen and some of these other
Yeah.
guys came out. So you know what I mean? But all right, so there's our losers. Let's hit our winners real quick. Let's hit teams first. Who is a team or two that y'all have from a winning perspective? Obviously Dallas, right, Jason?
No, I got Chicago. Absolutely.
course, yeah.
Love Chicago. They did it right, man. They went and they got their quarterback that fell to them, just absurdly fell to them. And then they followed up with 2 linemen. How special. That's called following a recipe.
Chef's kiss. Who do
The
who you got,
Buffalo
Keith?
Bills.
Oh,
The
I really
Buffalo
like theirs as well.
I really love we're going to get 2 world beater edge rushers, and they're both first round talents and on day 1 and 2. And then they got a guy, get this, they got a guy named Rashad Wild Goose. So that's the best jersey right now on the market.
What?
Yeah,
That
Wild
is a good one. He was in the running for best draft name for me. There's also I think he was from Tech, Divine Diablo.
Oh yeah.
What a great name! Like
Yeah.
I thought he was a pro wrestler. Like there's no he's
Gimmick.
definitely wrestling in Lucha Underground.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
gimmick. It's somebody's. Yeah, that's a gimmick infringement thing right there for sure. What is his name? Wild Goose? Isn't
Rashad Wild Goose.
isn't that liquor that's like 101 Wild Goose 101, right?
It's a wild
I
turkey.
know. I'm just playing. Oh, trust me, I remember some wild turkey. I'll have a story that I can tell about that one of these days.
Ugh.
Basically, I picked up a flaming log out of a fire. I don't think you were there. Jordan was there. I don't think he's in here anymore. But Jordan was there and Scott was there. And I definitely picked up a flaming log out of a fire on Wild Turkey 101. I'm an idiot. I don't know if the listeners know, but I am a moron.
Only real men can do that.
Dude, I don't know. These are prosthetic hands, by the way. So for my winners, I have a little different one here. I had Chicago, of course. I actually really liked what Tennessee did. I honest to God really liked what Tennessee did. You got Farley, Ray Duns, and Molden, all day one starters. And I actually really wanted Elijah Molden on Dallas. I was upset they passed him a couple times. Although I definitely do think they obviously should. Everybody knows they should have addressed the pass catcher role. But it just kind of is what it is. We're going to have to roll with, or Jason's going to have to roll with A.J. Brown, Josh Reynolds, and they picked up a kid, Newsome or something like that. Am I thinking of the right team? Anyways.
I think, let's see. You talking about Daz Newsome from
Yes, from Louisville, I believe.
Yeah, he went to he went to the Bears.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of somebody else. My bad, y'all.
I'm thinking of I think he was the Carolina wideout.
I can't remember. Oh, that's
Des Fitzpatrick at Louisville.
That's who it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that
He
one.
wasn't ranked on anyone's board. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see, man. It's gonna. I'm telling you right now. I'm declaring it right here. AJ Brown, wide receiver 3 in redraft PPR leagues in 2021. I'm telling you, Jason, is that deal still on the table? I'll give you CeeDee Lamb for AJ Brown. I thought you were about to show me something I didn't want to see.
Yeah.
I was like, brother, I thought we were about to get the business, Keith.
You have insulted him to the point that he rage quit.
Hold on, he's back in here. You good, man?
Yeah, somebody trying to call me. Sorry.
I thought you were about to like moon me or something. I was like, no. This is a family. No, this is not a family-friendly show. So yeah, I like Tennessee, and I really honestly like what the Chargers did. Not just the offseason, but in the draft as well. Rashawn Slater was a lot of people's number one offensive tackle. They got him they picked at 13, I believe, and then Asante Samuel Jr. was considered the best slot corner in this entire class, and he fell to round 2. Both are legitimate to me. Two of the best values in the draft. Two of the absolute best values in the draft. So I love what they did as far as that goes.
I think Josh Palmer is going to take over Mike Williams' role too.
I heard that today.
Or they're definitely not going to keep Mike Williams. He'll probably play this year and then be done.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great, but he's so injury prone.
He is. I think it's the footballers. They always talk about how when he goes up, he jumps about 15 feet in the air.
Comes down flat.
Yeah. It's like Shane McMahon taking a bump off the cage or something.
He's taking WrestleMania level bumps every game.
But this is a turf or a grass field. This is not a ring. So, but anyways, yeah, I agree. He probably will end up taking that role. So the Chargers and Tennessee for me were my two. I had the Detroit Lions as well. I just kind of like what they did as just let's pick best player available. Be damned with positional value. And I'm a big proponent of positional value, but they need help everywhere. And the fact that they got, in my opinion, probably the I would say third best prospect in this entire class at 7 is phenomenal. Penei Sewell's like 19 years old. Like he's going to be so good, man. I love him.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he got to 7.
Oh, it's crazy. And then I'll say this last thing. Equinemius St. Brown's brother, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they grabbed him in the 4th round, I believe it was.
Yeah.
He might lead that team in targets next year. Legitimately might lead that team in targets. I know they got homeboy T.J. Hawkinson. They got a couple other players, but man, he's a very interesting player for me. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. I mean, Goff has been able to support multiple receivers.
Yeah.
I don't know how much talent they have at receiver right now, but somebody could pop up, and why not him?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he has ability to be like a Justin Jefferson or anything from last year, but man, he could definitely be serviceable. I'm curious where he's going to go in rookie drafts for Dynasty, because I think he got one of the best landing spots for rookie wide receivers. Obviously, Jamar Chase having the best one.
I mean, he steps in at least there too, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
I mean, he could make a push for. I can't even remember, because they lost Marvin Jones and Galladay.
Quintez Cephas was a rookie from last year. Rashad Perryman is there as well. I don't really care about.
That's the one I forgot about.
I don't care about that at all. Yeah, I don't care. That's not a threat to me at all.
No, he's not fighting anybody off. I mean, he's a good player, but he's not going to fight off any real talent.
I was listening to the Fantasy Pros pod coming home today, actually, and I believe it was Kyle Yates, if y'all are familiar with him at all. He comped Amon-Ra St. Brown to Robert Woods.
Oh,
so,
wow.
There you go. Like,
that makes sense.
Dude, if he's because Robert Woods was like a round 5 or round 6 draft pick, I want to say. So if he ends up being a Robert Woods and you can grab him in let's say the middle of your 2nd round in rookie drafts, whoo, buddy, let's go. That is nice. Also, I have the 206, so I'm hoping he falls to me there.
Selfish prediction.
Selfish. All right, Jason, did we hit you with your teams yet, or do you want to go player?
It's Keith's turn.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keith.
No, it's okay. I also had Chargers and Bears, but I think my two, the first one I'm going to go with is the Panthers. I mean, the Panthers addressed their cornerback in the 1st, Terrace Marshall in the 2nd, who is probably going to take over. I mean, Robbie Anderson's probably not going to be there next year now because you got a guy on his rookie deal. Brady Christensen, tackle from BYU, another guy we could have gotten. Good looking out. Tommy Trimble, tight end. Where's the last Panther tight end production?
How
Greg
dare
Olsen?
you besmirch Ian Thomas like that?
I've picked up and dropped him multiple times.
Dude, I keep getting sucked into the talent level. Real quick, PJ Kenny has a couple things. Only problem is QB about Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yes, agreed. But I think the target volume that he could see there is going to be incredible. That defense is
Goff had one bad year. You guys are terrible.
You're such a quarterback apologist. And then he also had another. He had another question.
Apologist.
Do you guys like St. Brown or so Amon-Ra St. Brown or Kadarius Toney better? So
Absolutely.
Toney went at 20, I want to say, to the New York Giants.
Yeah,
too many mouths in New York.
Toney.
Agreed.
I mean,
look, Daniel Smith is Daniel Smith. Daniel Jones is probably the worst case scenario for that offense. That's just my personal opinion. That's the one I won't apologize for. But yeah, Tony's still a better player, just period.
He is a better player, but I don't think. Okay, I'm just looking at targets, right? You've already got Shepard, Galladay, Ingram. If Saquon's healthy, he's going to get a shitload of targets. Toney, he's going to have. There's a lot of mouths to feed, and Jones will run. I'm curious how much run Toney gets. He's probably a better player, but I don't know that he impacts the team as much as St. Brown.
And you have Darius Slayton there as well. I don't think
that's the one everybody forgets.
So that's like 5 mouths to feed. And then the incredible, the undeniably talented Evan Ingram with bricks for hands.
Never gets injured.
Never.
Super durable.
He's Brett Favre. He's basically Brett Favre.
Don't they have Kyle Rudolph now too?
They do have Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah.
So, I mean, between the two of them, they might squeak out 17 games between them.
Maybe, if we're lucky. No, for me, if we're just talking about, we'll just take it from a dynasty perspective. I love the draft capital for Kadarius Toney, first round versus fourth round. That holds a crap load of weight. I don't know what the contract situation is, honestly, for Sterling Shepard or for Darius Slayton. That would make a big difference on my opinion.
That's true, because I was just thinking, when Jason brought up Toney, I was thinking, because it's getting about time to re-sign Shepard, he's probably gone. So Jason might be right here.
No, and to me, for dynasty-wise, I look at talent versus opportunity almost exclusively. There obviously is some times where you have to take that into account. But for redraft, give me freaking St. Brown all day long. But Brown will see so PJ had another. So Brown will see the best cornerbacks. I mean, yeah, he'll see the best corner, but I mean, we got JR. Oh my gosh, Jair Alexander from the Packers as his division. Who else is there?
Patrick Peterson.
Okay, Bert. I don't care about
that doesn't impress me, but impresses some people.
Yeah, I mean, he carries some name value, but he really.
Yeah, he's done.
And then whoever's the top corner for the Bears, they traded Kyle Fuller Kyle Fuller's
gone, so I'm not really sure. About that.
I mean, yeah, you're right, PJ. I think he'll definitely see the best corner, but I mean,
look, you just go watch some video on Kadarius Toney. That guy gets in and out of his routes like a pro. That's the one thing that popped off the camera for me. It wasn't all the footwork. It wasn't running guys in circles. It wasn't breaking ankles and all that. It was the fact that when they snapped the ball, this guy was a spider. I mean, he just fucking took off. He had the great
spider.
Yeah, dude. I mean, watch the tape. Go back and watch Tony's tape. He looks so pro. Even against, I'd say, you're gonna sound crazy, but I'd say just straight up watching from the snap of the ball to the catch, he is the most pro-ready receiver I saw on tape besides Devontae Smith.
That's
wow,
man. That's a bold take, man. And I was just gonna say for PJ real quick. Obviously, he'll see the best corners. That's fine. I care more about a target volume than I do about anything else, especially when it comes to rookie. Actually, not even rookie. When it comes to wide receivers, that's all I care about is target volume. And he's going to see at least double the amount of targets that Kadarius Toney is going to see, at least in 2021. Now dude. I'm telling you, Kadarius Toney. I mean, sorry, St. Brown might see 100 targets maybe. CD Lamb saw 111 last year.
If St. Brown is starter at the second wide receiver spot from day one, 100 targets, it seems like a breeze.
Yeah,
because Goff is not afraid to throw the ball a lot, whether it's to his team or others. We don't know. I don't mind Goff, but he's been a little suspect here lately.
So he says Tony's so explosive, and I think he was agreeing with you, Jason. He's just a nasty. Want good targets, bro.
Exactly.
Honestly, I do too. But a target is a target is a target. Now they're not all made equal, but Goff is. I mean, he's a competent quarterback. People are acting like so. I'm not a big fan of Goff.
Might I remind you? You put out a video before the 2020 season, stating that Jared Goff was the sleeper quarterback of the year. You had him, and you had.
Don't remind everybody of my terrible takes.
Oh, you had him, and you had.
It was Hayden
Taylor.
Tyrod.
He did.
Tyrod was on the way, but he got.
They were both on the way.
He got stabbed.
He got shaped. Goff is trash. So I don't agree with that, man. I think Goff he's definitely not the best quarterback in the league by any means, but he is serviceable enough to if I'm telling you, if St. Brown gets 100 targets from Goff, he is going to outperform Kadarius Toney with easily. Let's put it that way. I almost say with his hand tied behind his back, but that's impossible because he's a wide receiver.
Yeah, this year for sure.
All right, let's move on real quick. Thank you, by the way, PJ, for the questions and stuff. That's awesome, man.
Absolutely.
So winners, as far as players go, I'll throw a couple out for me. Lamar Jackson, man, that receiving core now is the best receiving core he's had in his. Is he going into his third year? His third or fourth, whatever it is. Year his entire career in the NFL. Taking Rashad Bateman, taking Tylan Wallace. He's got Sammy Watkins there. Like he's definitely. PG said Swift will get 120 targets. Hey, dude, I don't manage Swift anywhere, so I kind of don't want to see that, but I kind of do want to see that at the same time.
Cam wants to see it.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, PG. He said you guys rock.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you, good sir. Lamar Jackson, Myles Gaskin. Holy smokes. He made it through. And I actually have a share of Savon Ahmed in our league together, which I'm really excited about. I'm like, oh, snap. And then
Myles Gaskin survived. I could not believe it because I thought for sure first two rounds Miami takes a running back somewhere.
So I heard that Denver actually moved up. They moved up in the second round to get Javonte Williams right ahead of Miami.
Yeah.
So, hey, thank Denver if you're a Myles Gaskin manager. Thank Denver for your. And then I had Ryan Fitzpatrick, man. I love what Washington has done, especially what they did in the draft. Getting him another weapon. Let's go. Let's Diami Brown, I always say that wrong, is fast. I don't know if y'all saw that on our Facebook page. Everybody on that team runs like a 4.5 or better, and that's including Logan Thomas.
Yeah. Their O-line at this point probably runs like 5 flats. Like it might be the fastest offense ever.
They just make them do sprint drills the whole time.
I'm sure Ryan Fitzpatrick balances that out for sure, though. I'm not sure what he might be running a Rich Eisen style 40 these days.
I would think so.
You're talking about the leading rusher for the Miami Dolphins in 2019, Ryan Fitzpatrick?
I know.
How dare you disrespect those wheels like that? No, that's
more fullback style for him.
Yeah. So those are my 3 just off the cuff type winners. Who do y'all got for your players?
Go ahead, Jason.
So my first player is definitely Justin Herbert. Good for him. Lucky, just it doesn't fall. The chips don't fall that way for a lot of rookies. He's coming to his second year. The team's taking care of him. First pick was amazing. The whole draft was amazing. The guy gets to play for a great organization. He's already got Keenan Allen there. He's already got running backs there. Everything's just looking up. Justin Herbert is in one of those rare positions where it's just coasting up, baby.
Yeah.
Everything's just coasting.
I saw somebody today say that they have Austin Eckler at their RB7 for next year, and he's trying to figure out a way to make him higher. Austin
I love Austin
Eckler,
Eckler.
dude.
You know that I love Austin Eckler. He's a gym rat.
He
He's
is.
a gym rat.
Yeah, I really like him for this upcoming season too.
Austin Eckler, when healthy, I mean, he's really one of the only backs who I think could come close to rivaling CMC's sort of share of that offense. Because he's going to get shitloads of catch. I mean, he's a guy who he won't have a 1,000 season, but he could easily have an 800 season.
Right. No, I agree. And then my other would be Lamar Jackson for finally getting a wide receiver one. Right?
R.I.P. Bateman. That dude is going to where wide receivers go to die.
Yeah.
But can we all give them a clap? They filled the position.
Yeah, they did.
God, they filled the position.
Honestly, I think Bateman might fit their style the best. Not maybe not their style, but what they're looking for. They needed a possession wide receiver, and I think they really, really got one.
And PFF rated him in the top 5. He was their number 4.
Oh, snap. So PJ is absolutely right on this one. I totally forgot about that. Mike Davis in Atlanta. Are
surviving?
Let's go. I mean, my goodness.
If I'm not mistaken, Denver traded up to get Javonte Williams with Atlanta. Atlanta had that pick and let it go. Yeah. So they're like, nope, we're on the Mike Davis train.
We have 28-year-old Mike Davis. This is fine. This is fine.
I couldn't believe not that he wasn't very good last year, taking over for CMC, but you had to assume that with that 33 or 34, they're like, yeah, we're going to address running back now. But
that was insane to me too, Keith. I don't understand what in the world. Mike Davis, though, let's go. It's Mike Davis season in Atlanta.
It is. Who's got him? I might try to make some some plays.
I think Dean might.
Yeah, Dean.
Is it Dean?
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that then.
Hey man, grind it out.
He's like a 5th round pick.
Yeah, he has no picks, so he would take.
He has no picks
forever, right?
Yeah,
like
forever.
For the foreseeable future.
At least until 2024. Then he finally gets his 1st round picks back. I legitimately have a 1st round pick for next year of his and the 2023 for his. Oh, it's crazy. Anybody else for you, Jason?
Steve, I fucking traded a whole season's worth of pick, and I'm still back in the 1st round, baby. What are you doing? For you,
guys, I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know how. You guys trade players and get 7 picks at a time. The offers I get are very fair, but they're nothing like that. I'm trying to get somebody to give me a super unfair offer like you guys are. I guess you got them all. I'm going to have to get one of these offers from one of you guys because you have all the picks now.
Yeah.
We just watched the tendencies.
Yeah. Oh, for real. I can't believe. I think I got TJ. Somebody gave me a 1st rounder for TJ Watt. It was obviously not just a 1st for TJ Watt, but it was somehow TJ Watt came with a 1st round pick. I'm pretty sure that was the 2023 1st round.
Yeah.
Good. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about my team so much. I'm just so excited about it because it's just so nasty.
I don't blame you. They look good, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's why I need Aaron Rodgers to go to Denver so we can Cortland Sutton season, baby. Do you have any more winners for players, Jason?
No, I'm kicking it over to Keith.
Cool. Keith, finish us out here, my man.
All right. I'm going. People don't like this guy, and I'm fine with it, but I've been kind of beating the drum for this dude because I thought he was put in a shitty position, and he finally escaped. Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, man, not only the narrative on Sam Darnold is garbage, right? Carolina's like, okay, we'll give you some seconds. Bring you in here with Teddy Bridgewater. You know what? We'll let Teddy go. We're going to pick up your 5th-year option. Completely undeserved if we're looking at production. Mm-hmm. He's going to make $18 million this year to go play with CMC and a decent line and a decent defense and Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore and now Terrace Marshall. If he can't produce this year, fine, he's probably done. But to get $18 million and fall into this kind of situation, and they drafted him stuff. He finally got stuff. He's never had like. Can you imagine if he was in New York right now, and at the 2 they take like Jamar Chase, and then they keep the draft like they did? Is Sam Darnold going to succeed? Most likely. Nah, that's not for you, Sam. Fuck off.
Not today.
Yeah,
Not today, Sammy boy.
not for you. You go to Carolina. They'll do you right, but we don't like you here.
Get down to that humidity. They made him go down to the humidity.
You know, I don't think no more marginal quarterback has a better shot to be way above average than Sam Darnold does this year.
Yep.
You know,
I had the same thought, Keith, because especially looking at the draft. I mean, what they did this offseason, right? You speak with your money. They freaking let freaking Teddy Bridgewater go. Brought no one else in. It's just Sam Darnold there. He's a sneaky play, man, or a sneaky definitely not maybe a 1 quarterback league, but a 2 quarterback league, a super flex.
Yeah,
I mean, Sam Darnold in my. I hate to even say he's my quarterback too, but I think that's the value he can return.
Well, depending on what I have to do with Watson, I may very well have to roll with him for a little while, which I don't mind. You know, worst case, I'm in the shitter again, and I take a quarterback next year early because I'm not. I draft too early to take one this year. No quarterback is worth the 1-1.
No, not. This is a 1 quarterback league, just in case anybody's listening.
Yeah. If it were 2, I'd maybe look into it, but yeah. I'd feel okay rolling with Darnold for the year because of the other players I have that can buffer. Yeah. But I'm not psyched about it, but I'm willing to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for real football, I think he's going to make a big impact. I mean, it doesn't matter what anybody does in that division because Tampa Bay is going to win it. But with a 7th playoff team, one of these teams could find their. Carolina is definitely a team that could find their way into that 7th. That 7th spot.
They're sneaky, man, for sure. Javion Hawkins, he was undrafted free agent to the Falcons. For me, I don't trust undrafted free agents. I know James Robinson made me look bad, Priest Holmes, all those guys back in the day, but it's few and far between that happens. Like very, very, very rarely. And he's a smaller guy too. I just saw his weight, 185.
Yeah, he's 5'8".
Maybe it's a change of pace, but no, he's not taking over from Mike Davis.
Yeah, the fact that we know all of the undrafted running back superstars tells you everything you need to know. There's so many.
There's 3. There's Priest Holmes.
Right.
There's Arian Foster, who is Jason loves him so much, and and James Robinson. But James Robinson is yet to be seen. But Priest Holmes and Arian Foster had sustained success.
Yeah, and
what are you putting
years?
He had like 6. Anyways, I'm not getting into that with you again.
One other guy I thought had he's an interesting winner. Maybe not from day one, but Trey Sermon.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because you're going into a team that wants to run the ball. They can run the ball. Their lead back is older, can be banged up. He's a good player. I like Raheem Mostert, but he's he can be banged up.
Yeah.
They got rid of Tevin Coleman. I think they still have Jeff Wilson hanging around.
Yep. They actually restructured his contract and actually paid him a little bit this offseason too.
I think so. Jerick McKinnon is gone, if I'm not mistaken.
He's with he's actually with Kansas City now.
I mean, if Trey Sermon shows any proficiency, he could be the starter next year.
Yep.
And third round pick.
Do you see that with Trey Lance at quarterback, or do you see that with Jimmy G?
I kind of don't think it'll matter.
Yeah, either
because
or.
If they do what they should, they're going to let Lance sit as long as he can,
right.
As long as Jimmy Garoppolo's bones don't shatter. He's been the worst. And when he went to San Francisco, I'm like, oh man, they got a guy who can play, and he can play when he can play.
Yeah,
right.
It's just all the time with this guy now.
I just asked it because you saw him kind of conceding in the headlines, like I'm here to help Trey Lance,
Yeah.
A lot of.
I think he's trying to be a teammate. If I were Jimmy G, I'd be like, I'll help him all I can, but it's my team till it's not.
Yeah.
Right. But we're not seeing the latter half of that.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm here to help, you know.
But we also haven't had mini camps. We haven't had any off-season activities. I try and reserve judgment until all that stuff.
If anybody is down for the Alex Smith Mahomes dynamic for 1 year, it should be Garoppolo and Trey Lance. I think Garoppolo knows he's done, but he doesn't have to be done now. Like, ball out, go somewhere next year. People always need a quarterback.
And Alex Smith made himself a lot of money in that year.
He sure did. I mean, when he went to Washington, he got a bigger contract than I ever thought he would get.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
I mean, it's kind of the same in Chicago, though, too. I mean, if Andy Dalton wants to, he could hold him off for a little while because Nagy is the one who is willing to do that, obviously, because he's the one who did it with Smith and Mahomes.
Real quick, PJ said, watch out for Wilson. Wilson balled out at the end of last season.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, I think whoever gets the lion's share of the touches there in San Francisco is going to be fantasy relevant for sure.
I'm always I'm inclined to put my money on the guy who was drafted the highest. Draft capital means a lot with a running back, and he was a third-round pick. Trey Sermon was a third-round pick. I'm actually not sure about Jeff Wilson.
I think he was like, excuse me, like a 6th-round pick or something, but that's just off the top of my head.
That's what I thought.
I'm not sure if that's true, but boys, we are running a little bit long here. I appreciate everyone tuning in, watching with us. Last question for y'all: Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi products in general, because I'm a Mountain Dew guy.
Okay.
I'm classic Coke.
So if I'm drinking the dark ones, give me Pepsi.
Yeah, I go Pepsi too with the dark drink.
Whatever is the whatever side Dr. Pepper's on, that's really that's pretty much the only soda I drink.
They're on their own side.
Oh, word. So that's pretty much the only soda I drink is a Dr. Pepper. Because I'm like Keith, I'm trying to do the healthy thing, and because my veins used to run neon green with the Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah, I haven't had one in a long time, but I still dream about it.
Oh god, they're like, it's so sweet. It just like, like you feel the diabetes just set in.
Don't let me have a Code Red. I'll kill anybody in a room for a Code Red.
I'm the same way.
All right, make it all right. No Code Reds. If we get together and have a live draft, neither one of y'all. Listen, whoever wins the draft, quote unquote, gets the Code Red. Or I could just be like the Joker and throw it down between y'all and be like, only one.
Tryouts.
Oh, that's right. Tryouts. But anyways, hey, I appreciate y'all coming. Keith, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, we've been wanting to do this with you for a while. We'll have to have you come back on because this was a heck of a lot of fun. Jason, I guess it was okay being on here with you. That's no, it's always a pleasure, Jason. Do y'all have anything to say? Anything to excuse me? Plug?
Hit me with my kneel down. Real quick.
Oh, Seth, I'm sorry, dude. I thought you weren't going to take it. Well, it's called the Mighty Epic Kneel Down for a reason.
It's the Mighty Epic Kneel Down. This is directed at Cameron Hall. Let me tell you something, buddy. Waffles ain't it. You ever been to a Cinnabon? You ever had stuffed French toast? You ever enjoyed a Bowberry biscuit? How about some chocolate chip pancakes? You are small and simple. End of story.
God, all of that sounds awesome.
Get wrecked, Cam. God, I love it so much. And for the record, French toast is the best breakfast. I don't know. Was it battered product? I don't know. Honestly,
he called it a pastry.
Pastry.
Jason mentioned stuffed French toast. I don't know what kind of science he's got going on, but that's something I'm going to have to look into.
It sounds French.
IHOP.
What happened?
It's an IHOP.
Oh, snap!
Yeah.
God, Jason or Cam definitely didn't see that right now, or he's like furiously typing because he is very passionate about that. We're gonna have to get we'll have to get his rebuttal. But yeah, man, I appreciate once again y'all coming on. Thank you for all the questions that came in through the chat. Y'all are awesome. We'll be back with you next week, whether it be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We don't ever really know because we're busy people and we try and stay consistent, but sometimes it's just hard because we all have lives and stuff happens. But Anyways, for the EJC NFL pod, Eric, my man Keith, he's over. No, he's right there. There he is. And then my man Jason. We'll see y'all next time, and y'all be good.